If you have goals and you want to achieve those goals, there's usually certain steps you want to take to help ensure that you are successful. Simply just having a goal in mind usually doesn't cut it. So if you're one that usually has goals that you don't really make, you know, maybe these are some things that can help you. Um, so usually when you make a goal, I mean, it's got to be something you want. If you don't want it that bad, chances are you're not going to do it. Um, like you have to want it. Like someone who's quitting smoking or quitting drugs or soda even, you can't really just stop until you really want it. You just can't. Nobody can make you do it. And you just can't do it unless you really want it. There's different methods, for that, of course. It's a little different. Um, but overall goals, I mean, you can use that for these two, some of them. That probably makes no sense. Anyways, for goals, usually you want to have it be as specific as possible. I mean, first you want it, and then also you want to be as specific as possible. Um, Say you want to save money. You don't just say save money. You say, I want to save $5,000, but you also want to have a deadline. Usually I like to have my deadline be before my actual deadline, just in case something happens. I'm always behind. I'm always late. Um, I'm very rarely on time with anything in my life. So, like, when I set my goals, usually I try and set it a little bit before my actual deadline, just because I know me. There's always something that happens, whether it's within my hands or not. I'm just very rarely on my schedule. But so your goal would be, I want to save $5,000 by December 31st. Okay, that's a pretty good specific goal that you're setting out there. Okay, so you want that. And then after that, you need, like, how are you going to achieve these goals? But even before that, I'd probably do little timelines within your goals. Little goals before you reach your big goal. Like, first you want to save, you kind of want to cut it into pieces. Like your halfway mark would be you're going to save $2,500, right? And then in between 0 and $2,500, you want to set more little smaller goals that you can have your small little victories when you reach those little goals, mark it off, and then slowly you'll see yourself approaching that $5,000 mark. It may sound kind of stupid or tedious even, but it actually does help mentally. It helps. It helps you keep going. It helps you keep hope and see that your hard work is paying off. All that budgeting and, cutting back on everything, you're going to be able to appreciate your sacrifice more if you have areas where you're seeing you're getting your goal, you're marking those things off. So yeah, you have your specifics, you have your your timeline, and how you want to each little goal that you put in that timeline. And then you want to do kind of write out how you're going to reach those goals. You're going to stop eating out. You're going to start couponing, coupon, you're going to start eating your leftovers after you cook from home. All these other things. You're not going to buy the name brand pickles. You're going to go with off brand that's 30 cents cheaper or whatever. All these little things you can add to your list of how you're going to help save that money. You're going to cut back on soda, or give up something, work extra overtime, whatever. You're going to take all that and put it on your little list of ways you're going to reach your goal. And then, you're as many as possible, because I'm one who likes a backup plan. So I know that there's going to be times where I'm not going to say no to that soda, you know, or I'm going to forget, I'm going to be in a hurry, or I'm going to have my kids pick out the pickles and they're going to pick out the most expensive one. So, you don't count on every penny, or I don't know if that makes sense. But, have backup plans in case the ones you already set are not working out for you for some reason, because life happens and that's not always counted for. And it should be, because you just don't know what's going to happen in this wonderful world, especially when you're trying so hard to work for something. And those are usually some of the big things about goals. But another reason, it's kind of hits on the first thing again, is you have to want it. What is your reason for this goal? This $5,000 you're saving for? Is it for vacation? Is it for your kids? Is it for, new wardrobe, new body, new whatever, So I like the visual aids because it's just a reminder. When you pass glance, you're like, oh yeah, it's something that, it's, you remember you want it because you're looking at what you want. And then it'll help bring your, like, okay, let's do this, so you need your why to be strong, but also to be in your visual, somewhere where you're going to see it every day to remind you why you're doing what you do, why you're making these sacrifices. You need a strong why too, because when you fall behind or get, when you fall behind or you get, hit these road bumps and whatever, you're going to want to give up, and you need your why around so you don't give up. Otherwise it's going to be way easier to give up. You're quitting smoking or whatever, you're doing that for your kids. Is your kids a strong enough reason for you to quit smoking? I mean, I'm not a smoker, but I know a lot of smokers, and usually it's going back and forth, at least at some point in their life, whether it's a few days or many years. Is your reason strong enough for you to want to reach this goal? Or is it, you have to really want it. If the kids weren't reason enough, try and find more reasons. Add extra whys. Say, I'm trying to quit smoking for my kids because I don't want them to start smoking, because I don't want to die in front of them slowly. I've seen that happen, and it's terrible. And then so I don't have to suffer, so I can save money, so I can taste food better. List all your reasons, all of them, all your whys. Because, I mean, if it's something you want deep down, sometimes the one why will be enough. But sometimes you need all the whys. You need all of them to keep you going. Because especially the harder and more challenging the goal, the more whys and the strongest whys you can think of you want there. So your weak moments, you can be brought back to why you want these goals. But that is just what I believe helps with goals. I've been on both sides where I fail miserably, and then I've been on the winning side where I actually reach them. But you have to keep working for them. You can't just off and on. It's something you have to do pretty much daily, depending on what your goal is. And then you just got to keep going until you get there. I mean, it's what it is. So if you want to reach goals, just try doing the things that I said, if that made any sense. Sometimes my words just kind of, so, but I would recommend trying to make your goals kind of like I did. If you saw my other video, I did an actual vision goal board where I incorporated most of this, like my family time and stuff. There's no like deadline or anything. It's just, pick certain days and for as long as I can before my babies are tired of their mom. But yeah, so this couple weeks has been more about self-improvement. And I just want to help everybody be able to improve their life. And I know reaching goals is a huge thing, because who doesn't want to improve their life or get better or get something that they want? I want a lot of stuff. And I probably always will, but that's also something that keeps me going and keeps me wanting to wake up and do everything I do every day, because I will die happy if I have so many goals that I did not reach. For me, reaching goals or working towards goals and getting better and bettering my situation, my family, that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me happy, what keeps me working, what keeps me, not depressed, is having all these goals that I'm working for. And I will die happy if I don't reach my goals, because that's going to be a sad day if I have nothing to work towards. Then what I'll feel like, what's the point of me waking up in the morning? So when I reach goals or things change and I have to switch up my goals, I'm happy about it. I am happy because it gives me something new to work towards and focus on. And I mean, so if you have depression, this might be good for you too. Think of how you want your life, or how you want to live your life or be remembered, or how you want to be known as, and work towards it. I believe that's a true part of what makes me happy and keep going, and I believe it's important for a lot of people, but you have to have that. I don't know, just my thoughts, and I hope this helped a little bit even. This is pretty much the same stuff I said on my other video, but if you missed it, then maybe you're not watching this, maybe you are, but this is just my face and not my board. So yeah, I hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching.